नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Okay, so let me share my screen. We'll have a quick revision and then we'll begin the second chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam today. Okay, it's buffering. Just let me know when you can see the screen.
Yes, Prabhu, we can.
You can? Okay, fine. Perfect. So these are the 6 questions. Before that, what happened is that the sages, 88,000 sages, they are performing 1,000-year yajna, sacrifice, to delay the ill effects of Kali Yuga. This is the time when Lord Krishna has left for his abode. He has left this bhumi and went back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. And Parikshit Maharaj is the emperor, and Parikshit Maharaj was the emperor, and then he asked Janmejay, that is his son, to become the emperor, and he was bitten by a snake after 7 days of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And in that assembly, Shukdev Goswami asked Sud Goswami to come forward, sit beside Parikshit Maharaj and hear the Bhagavatam. And in the 12th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Sukdev Goswami made a prophecy. He said that Parikshit Maharaj, he will attain love of Godhead. He will attain Shri Krishna after hearing the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 7 days. But Sud Goswami will go on and narrate the same Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in Naimisharanya to the sages. So this was a prediction done by Sukdev Goswami. And then Sud Goswami, who is this Sud Goswami? Sud Goswami was the son of Romharshan Sud, whom Lord Balram had killed. And for the sake of all the sages, then he empowered the son, that is Romharshani Sud, who is speaking the Bhagavatam today. So he empowered Romharshani Sud and said that in the future you have to continue taking this Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Now Sud Goswami, he comes in the lineage of Vedvyas, and he served Vedvyas so well that once Vedvyas became so happy with Sud Goswami that he embraced Sud Goswami, and out of love and affection he said that whatever knowledge I have, I bless you that you will get the same knowledge. So this is the blessings that Sud Goswami had. The first blessing he got from is Lord Balram. And then he also got the blessing of Sril Vyasdev. And the third time he got the blessing of Sukdev Goswami, who said that in the future you are going to narrate this Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Now the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Sanak Rishi, he asked 6 questions to Sud Goswami. What are those 6 questions? The first one, what is the absolute and ultimate good for people in general? Second, explain the essence of all scriptures for the good of all living beings. Third question, why did Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudev? Fourth question, describe the Lord's adventures in his various incarnations, Purush avatars, according to Srila Jiva Goswami. Fifth question, narrate the transcendental pastimes of the Lord's multi-incarnations. Those are the Leela avatars. And the final 6th question, whom did the religious principles take shelter of after Lord Krishna's departure? So these 6 questions are the pillar of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. To answer these 6 questions, the complete Bhagavatam was spoken. So now in the second chapter, Sud Goswami is going to reply. So can you still see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So the first chapter's name was Question by the Sages. The second chapter's name is Divinity and Divine Service. In the first canto, there are 10 chapters. Let's see. Text 1. Vyasa uvacha iti samprashana samhrishto vipranam romaharshani pratipujya vachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. Ugrashav, Sud Goswami, the son of Romaharshan, being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sages of Naimisharanya asked Sud Goswami 6 questions, and so he is answering them one by one. Second text. Sutta Uvacha. Is there someone who would like to recite? So you can raise your hands. And as we do in the Bhagavad Gita classes, we'll continue. Giriraj Prabhu, do you want to?
Yes, Papa, I can.
Yes.
Yeah. Sotovacha yam pravarjantam anupetam apekrityam dvepayano viraha katara ajuhava putreni tanmaya taya taravo binedus tam sarvabhuta hridayam munim anatosmi. Translation. Srila Sutta Goswami said, "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that great sage, Sukadeva Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyas, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father, Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, 'O my son, indeed, only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the begrieved father.'"
Purport. The institution of Varna and Ashram prescribed many regulative duties to be observed by its followers. Such duties enjoin that a candidate willing to study the Vedas must approach a bona fide spiritual master and request acceptance as his disciple. The sacred thread is the sign of those who are competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya or the bona fide spiritual master. Sri Sukadeva Goswami did not undergo such purificatory ceremonies because he was a liberated soul from his very birth. Generally, a man is born as an ordinary being, and by the purificatory process, he is born for the second time. When he sees a new light and seeks direction for spiritual progress, he approaches a spiritual master for instructions in the Vedas. The spiritual master accepts only the sincere inquirer as his disciple and gives him the sacred thread. In this way, a man becomes twice born, or a Dvij. After qualifying as a Dvij, one may study the Vedas, and after becoming well versed in the Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. A Vipra, or a qualified Brahman, thus realizes the absolute and makes further progress in spiritual life until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. The Vaishnava stage is the postgraduate status of a Brahman. A progressive Brahman must necessarily become a Vaishnava, for a Vaishnava is a self-realized learned Brahman. Okay? So our first birth is birth from the womb of a mother. Then our second birth is when we get initiation, when a spiritual master, a living bona fide spiritual master, accepts us as his disciple. Then we get a spiritual name and the shelter of the spiritual master. So that is the second birth, and that is called Dvij. And then when we study the Ved and Shastras, then that state is Vipra. And after attaining the, and that Vipra is called Brahman as well. And then the Brahman goes on to progress and become a Vaishnava. And that is the ultimate. That is the goal of life, and that is what we have to do in our life. So the first stage for all of us is to get Diksha from a living bona fide spiritual master, and then under his guidance, we have to progress in our life, spiritual life. Srila Sukdev Goswami was a Vaishnava from the beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the process of the Varnashram institution. Ultimately, the aim of Varnashram Dharma is to turn a crude man into a pure devotee of the Lord or a Vaishnava. Anyone, therefore, who becomes a Vaishnava accepted by the first-class Vaishnava or Uttam Adhikari Vaishnava is already considered a Brahman, regardless of his birth or past deeds. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this principle and recognized Sri Haridas Thakur as the Acharya of the holy name. Although Thakur Haridas appeared in the Mohammedan family, that is why we say Naam Acharya Haridas Thakur ki Jai. That name was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In conclusion, Srila Sukdev Goswami was born a Vaishnava and therefore Brahmanism was included in him. He did not have to undergo any ceremonies. For instance, if someone has done post-graduation, it is a given that he has already done his graduation, isn't it? So Vaishnava is the next stage or the progressive stage of Brahman. So if someone is born in a Vaishnava family already, then they have already qualified to that stage in their past lives. And that is why today they have been given chance to be born in the family of a Vaishnava. And this we have already studied in the Bhagavad Gita for my first batch, where Lord Krishna says that someone who did bhakti but they could not complete their bhakti 100%, what happens is that they are reborn in the family of a Vaishnava so that they can get the platform to complete their bhakti 100% and attain the love of Godhead. Any low-born person, be he a Kirat, Hun, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhir, Shumba, Yavan, Khas, or even lower, can be delivered to the highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnavas. So this shlok is about to come. This is one of the very most quoted shlokas by Srila Prabhupada. And he has explained everything. Who is a Kirat, Hun, Andhra, Pulind, Pulkash, Abhir, Shumbi, Yavan, Khas, or even lower. So Yavan we all know, where we are living this Paschat world, they are all the Yavan. And Khas, I think, is Mongolian and Chinese, those part of the world. And then he will explain all, Abhir, Pulkash, Sumbi, all, who are these people. And then these are not very self-enlightened people. But still, Bhagavatam gives a platform to each one of them to purify their consciousness and go back to Godhead. So, or even lower, can be delivered to the highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnava. Srila Sukdev Goswami was the spiritual master of Sri Sud Goswami, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Srila Sukdev Goswami before he begins his answers to the question of the sages at Nami Sharanya. So I think by now it is very clear what's going on. Bhagavatam is a story within story. Sukdev Goswami, who is the son of Vyasdev, Vyasdev already wrote Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam even before it happened. He wrote Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. After that, whatever he wrote was actually delivered by Sukdev Goswami. So Sukdev Goswami, he spoke Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and in that assembly, Sud Goswami was also sitting as an audience. And then Sud Goswami further goes after few years and then he speaks the same Bhagavatam. So it's a story within a story. Understood? So I think there should be no doubts because we have done this many times, but still if you have doubts with regards to this, just clarify in the question and answer session. Okay? Moving on, 1.2.3. Do we have a hand raised?
No problem.
Okay. Do you want to recite, Vedar Prabhu?
I can recite after you, Prabhu.
Okay. Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam
Yasnaunubhavam akhila shruti saramekam
Adhyatmadipam atitirishatam tamondam
Adhyatmadipam atitirshatam tamondam
Samsarinam karunaya purana guhyam
Samsarinam karunaya purana guhyam
Tam vyasashunam upayami guru muninam
Tam vyasasunum upayami gurum umuninam.
Translation, let me offer, I'll take it, okay. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Shuk, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasdev, who, out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge after having personally assimilated it by experience. So, Sud Goswami, he remembered that when Sukdev Goswami entered the scene, when Parikshit Maharaj did not know what needs to be done, so he had assembled all the sages of the world, all the sages, that what should a man who is supposed to die in 7 days do? And at that time, by Krishna's mercy, Sukdev Goswami entered the scene. And as he entered the scene, there were some children and ladies who were playing and disturbing Sukdev Goswami. So they thought that he is a madman. But he was very handsome and very beautiful and completely naked because he was an Atmaram. So the children, they were saying things to him, throwing stones, and they were disturbing Sukdev Goswami. They were playing with Sukdev Goswami, thinking that he is a madman, he is a beggar. And as soon as Sukdev Goswami entered this assembly, all the Muni, all the sages, all the demigods, they got up from their position and did Sakshat Dandavat Pranam. And this was witnessed by Sud Goswami. And all the children and the ladies who were playing, they could not understand what just happened. And they just were too embarrassed and they ran away from that place. So that is why he's saying that Sukdev Goswami, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Sukdev Goswami, the spiritual master of all the sages. Let's see the purport. In this prayer, Srila Sud Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sutra or the Brahma Sutra were compiled by Vyasadeva with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Srila Sukdev Goswami was a thoroughly realized master on the Vedanta Sutra, and consequently, he also personally realized the commentary Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And just to show his boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over Niscience, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. There is no point in arguing that a materialistic man can be happy. No materialistic creature, be he the great Brahma or an insignificant ant, can be happy. Everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the laws of material nature. Therefore, the materialistic world is called the darkest region of God's creation. Yet the unhappy materialists can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Unfortunately, they are so foolish that they do not want to escape. This is Mayajal. The whole point of the creation of this material world is desire. Whose desire? My and your desire. We desired. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna, samudbhava, mahashano mahapapma vidyenami vaidinam. 3.37 Bhagavad Gita. Kam means desire. We had the desire to lord it over, to become gods, or to enjoy, or to be the center of attention. And that is the reason this material world was created. This is the darkest region of God's creation. Yet the unhappy materialist can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Because it was desire that got us inside. So it is going to be desire that will get us out. Where is the desire arising? In our mind. Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, 18 chapters. The middle chapter is 9th chapter. The final verse says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Give your mind to me. 9.34. 18.65. Almost the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. The verse says, same thing. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. You give your mind to me, and I will make sure that you come back to me. Because mind is the point or the place where we have desires. It was desires because of which we got into this material world. And it's very simple. Just by desiring to get out of this material world, we can get out of this material world. But this mind is so strong that it does not let us desire. And that is why Krishna is saying the same thing twice, in between and in the end. You give your mind to me, Arjun. Man mana bhava mat bhakto. And how do you give your mind? Mantrai iti mantra. Satatam kirtayanto mam. If you try to control this mind, how will you control this mind? By mantra. What is the mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So now we understand the secret. Now we understand the mystery that why in the very first purport, Prabhupada said that you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? So it's all desire. So unfortunately, that means we are so foolish that they do not want to escape. Therefore, they are compared to the camel who relishes thorny twigs because he likes the taste of the twigs mixed with blood. He does not realize that it is his own blood and that his tongue is being cut by the thorns. Similarly, to the materialist, his own blood is as sweet as honey, and although he is always harassed by his own material creations, he does not wish to escape. Such materialists are called karmis. Out of hundreds of thousands of karmis, only a few may feel tired of material engagement and desire to get out of the labyrinth. And also when we are not tired, then Krishna kicks us through the medium of our prarabdha or Maya Devi. And then he pulls us by our ear and brings closer to him. Because we are so stubborn that even after being kicked again and again and again, we still say we want to enjoy. Right? Such intelligent persons are called Jnanis. The Vedanta Sutra is directed to such Jnanis. But Srila Vyasadeva, being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, could foresee the misuse of the Vedanta Sutra by unscrupulous men, and therefore he personally supplemented the Vedanta Sutra with the Bhagavad Puran. It is clearly said that this Bhagavatam is the original commentary on the Brahma Sutra. Srila Vyasadeva also instructed the Bhagavatam to his own son, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who was already at the liberated stage of transcendence. So I think these names must be clear, because I remember when I started my first lecture, I had this comment that there are so many names and we are confused. But I'm confident that as we go ahead, we will get to be acquainted with these names. Vyasadeva is the person who wrote all the Vedas. Sukadeva Goswami is his son, who spoke Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for the first time. And then Sud Goswami is the person who is now narrating the Bhagavatam. And when he is narrating, he is going back to the story that he had heard from Shukdev Goswami, and then he is going to narrate that same story. So Sud Goswami is telling the story, but he is telling as if Sukdev Goswami is saying. So most of the time in the first canto almost we will see Sut Uvacha, and after that it will be Shuk Uvacha, Sukdev Goswami. Okay. So by the mercy of Srila Sukadeva, the Bhagavad Vedanta Sutra is available for all those sincere souls who want to get out of material existence. Now, second thing, what is the Brahma Sutra or the Vedanta Sutra? After compiling all the Vedas, then Vyasadeva, he gave some formulas, the conclusion of all the Vedas. Those are called Vedanta Sutra or Brahma Sutra. And after reading Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded that this is actually the Vedanta Sutra. If we connect the dots, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannavishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedasya sarvair aham eva vedyo. Vedashya sarvar aham eva vedyo. I am to be known by all the Vedas. That is the first thing he says. 15.15. 4.9. What he says? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma na iti mameti suvarjuna. My janma, my birth and my karma, my pastime. Cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata. They are both transcendental. My birth and my pastime are transcendental. Those who understand this by fact, by tattva, tyaktva deham punarjanma na iti. After tyaktva means after quitting their body, punarjanma, reincarnation, na iti. There won't be any reincarnation. Mameti suvarjuna. He will come back to me. Now let's connect the dot. Janma and karma. If we see the sixth question, the two questions are, tell me that why Krishna was born from the womb of Mother Devaki, right? Let's see the question again here. Third question, 1.1.12. Why did Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudev? Janma, right? Let's see the next question. Describe the Lord's adventure in his various incarnations. Fifth question. Narrate the transcendental pastimes of the Lord's multi-incarnation, Leela. That is his karma, Leela. So Janma and karma. Where are we going to find the answer to his Janma and karma? In Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Right? Tyaktva deham punarjanma na iti. And that is why this Bhagavatam is our key to get out of this material world, to get liberation and to get back to Krishna with our original family. And second, I am to be known by all the Vedas. So after explaining all the Vedas, writing all the Vedas, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam was the final touch where he wrote everything about Sri Krishna. In all the other parts of the Vedas, all the other Puranas, Sri Krishna is not described. But in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam alone, it is only Sri Krishna that has been described, and especially the childhood pastimes of Sri Krishna. That is why alone Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam can get us out of this material nescience. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the one unrivaled commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Sripad Shankaracharya intentionally did not touch it because he knew that the natural commentary would be difficult for him to surpass. He wrote his Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and his so-called followers deprecated the Bhagavatam as some new presentation. One should not be misled by such propaganda directed against the Bhagavatam by the Mayavad school. From this introductory shlok, the beginning student should know that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the only transcendental literature meant for those who are Paramhams and completely freed from the material disease called Malis. The Mayavadis are envious of the personality of Godhead despite Sripad Shankaracharya's admission that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is above the material creation. The envious Mayavadi cannot have access to the Bhagavatam, but those who are really anxious to get out of this material existence may take shelter of this Bhagavatam because it is uttered by the liberated Srila Sukdev Goswami. It is the transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth realized as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Now let's try to understand this. Sripad Shankaracharya. Sripad Shankaracharya. So first what happened was that people were misusing Ved because there are certain sections of Karma Kand where they say that you can give bali, sacrifice of animals. And then what had happened was, for their sense gratification, people misquoted the Vedas and they started killing animals, saying that it is prescribed in the Vedas. And the whole world became non-violent. They said that you can kill the animals. So then there was an incarnation of Lord Buddha. And when these things reached to him, he said that, what is the basis? Why do you say that you can kill animals? So then they said that it is written in the Vedas that we can kill animals. So then Buddha said that, okay, fine, let's reject the Vedas. We will not read Vedas anymore because Vedas are wrong. And then a cult started, Buddhism. And there were followers who, and his slogan was Ahimsa Parama Dharma, that non-violence is the supreme religion. And he had many followers, mostly in the Nepal region and some regions of India. That was okay. So this was predominant in the Indian region, actually, this Buddhism. And we all know from India that we have heard the story of King Ashok, who had won the war, and then when he saw all the dead bodies, he had this heart transformation, and he also accepts Buddhism, non-violence. So the whole country was with this Buddhism philosophy, and they rejected the Vedas, Nirvisheshvadis and Shunyavadis. Actually, they were Shunyavadis, that we will meditate on nothing. There is nothingness, Shunya. And then there was so this is mentioned in the Padma Puran, that in the spiritual abode there was a discussion that now this has happened. And who had done this? Buddhadev had done this. Who is Buddhadev? He is Lord Krishna. So it's Lord Krishna only who came and he gave the wrong interpretation of the Vedas, that reject the Vedas. Why did he do that? Because sometimes he tests that, for instance, now we know that we have to offer everything to Krishna and eat. And our spiritual master has asked us to do that. But Krishna can come and test us that no, you don't need to do that. At that time, we have to take a call. Who should we listen to? Our spiritual master or Krishna? We have to always stick with our spiritual master. Right? So he comes and he tests that way. So Buddha came and he tested the people. The majority, they said, okay, we will reject the Vedas. Then he said that now I am going to take incarnation again as Chaitanya. And before that, I want you to further progress this test, this examination. So now what you have to go and do is, first you have to drive away all the Buddhists from this pure land, Bharat. But you have to give a false theory of Mayavad, that everyone is God and that God has no form. And then comes Shankaracharya. Who is Shankaracharya? Adi Shankaracharya is not an ordinary person. Adi Shankaracharya was Lord Shiva himself. That is why you see very respectfully Prabhupada writes Shripad Shankaracharya. So he was Lord Shankar himself. Whatever is the most difficult task is taken up by Lord Shiva. For instance, drinking the halal poison. When no one was able to do that and when it was burning the entire world, then Lord Shiva drank that halal poison. When no one could cross that ocean to find Mother Sita, who did that? Lord Hanuman. Who is Lord Hanuman? He is Lord Shiva. Right? So he goes and does that. In Jagannath Puri, the sound of the waves were disturbing Lord Jagannath, and he was not able to sleep. But the ocean is father-in-law of Lord Jagannath. Why? Because Mother Lakshmi was born from ocean and she got married to Lord Vishnu. So in that sense, ocean is the father-in-law, Sasur, of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu is Lord Jagannath. So Lord Balram was also very annoyed by the noise, and he used to say that I am going to make this ocean quiet. But then Jagannath would say that no, don't do that because he is my father-in-law. He would feel insulted that way. And then he said, if you do that, then even my wife Lakshmi, she would become angry. So now what needs to be done? Then he said that when even I fail, when even I cannot do something, then there is only one person who can do that. And that is Lord Shiva or Lord Hanuman. Then he called Lord Hanuman and he said that please take care of this situation. And after that, Lord Hanuman took care of the situation. And even today, You will hear the waves outside the temple. As soon as you enter the main temple of Jagannath Puri, inside the walls, you will never hear the sound of the ocean. This was done by Lord Hanuman. So the point is, whatever the most difficult task is been given to Lord Shiva actually. So Lord Shiva came and intentionally he gave this philosophy of Mayavad. And the purpose was, this is debatable because obviously the people who are following that school of thought of Shaivism, they are not going to agree. But this is mentioned in the Puranas actually. This is from Padma Puran, the thing that I am quoting to you. And then he gave this Mayavad philosophy that I, you, everyone is Krishna, every one of us is God. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to advent. And he just wanted to see that who are the pure devotees. Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took everyone back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. But he had to segregate before that who are the pure Vaishnavas who will not fall prey. Because all of us are here in this material world. Why? Because we wanted to be God, isn't it? I wanted to be Krishna. That is why I propose that in the spiritual world, Krishna said it's not possible. It's only me. I am God. I am Krishna. You cannot become Krishna. I said no, but I want to become God. So he said, fine. I will make a world for you. You can go and you can become God. You will have servants. You will have everything, and you can feel godly over there. And this is exactly what Mayavad philosophy tells us, that you are God. I am God. Everyone is God. So then this was the segregation, and then comes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he says that no, that is wrong philosophy. This Buddhism, Nirvishesh and Shunyavad, both are wrong. Shunyavad means that there is no way, there is nothing, it's nothingness, Shunya. And Nirvisheshvad means Mayavad, that God has no form and every one of us are God. So Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschat Deshitarni, and that is how this Pranati mantra also comes of Srila Prabhupada, because he is the follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? We have to understand this, because unless this thing is clear, this word Mayavad will come again and again and again. Thousands of times we are going to hear this word Mayavad. So this backstory must be clear, or this philosophy must be clear. What is this Mayavad? Where did it come? How did it come? And the most interesting thing is that Shankaracharya lived on this planet only for 32 years. And he has composed brilliant poetry. Jagannath Ashtakam, Kadachit Kalindi, has been composed by Sripad Shankaracharya. And Bhaj Govindam also. So he told, Bhaj Govindam Mood Mate, that, oh stupid. So once he was in Kashi and he saw that there was an old man who is about to quit his body, and he was struggling so hard to perfect his Sanskrit grammar. Because back then, everyone was very scholarly. They would recite the shlokas and they were very perfect with their Sanskrit knowledge. So when Shankaracharya saw that, he was so sad for that person that he composed this Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam Moodamate. That, oh foolish person, this Sanskrit grammar is not going to help you after you quit your body. Worship Bhaj Govindam, Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Gita. Study Bhagavad Gita every day. Then what's going to happen is, study Bhagavad Gita, then drink a portion of Ganga Jal every day, and worship Murari. If you do these three things, then tasya yamena charcha. Then you will never have to go and meet Yamraj in the hellish planets. So this has been said by Sripad Shankaracharya, but still the followers don't follow this, that Bhaj Govindam. Still there is this notion that everyone is Govinda, everyone is Krishna. So try to understand this and just fit that in your mind. That is going to help us as we proceed. Okay? We'll take the next verse. 1.2.4. Narayanam namaskritya naram jaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Translation. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Purport. All the Vedic literatures and the Puran are meant for conquering the darkest region of material existence. The living being is in the state of forgetfulness of his relation with God due to his being overly attracted to material sense gratification from time immemorial. His struggle for existence in the material world is perpetual, and it is not possible for him to get out of it by making plans. If he at all wants to conquer his perpetual struggle for existence, he must re-establish his eternal relation with God. And one who wants to adopt such remedial measures must take shelter of literatures such as the Vedas and the Puran. Foolish people say that the Puran have no connection with the Vedas. However, the Puran are supplementary explanations of the Vedas intended for different types of men. All men are not equal. There are men who are conducted by the mode of goodness, others who are under the mode of passion, and others who are under the mode of ignorance. The Puranas are so divided that any class of men can take advantage of them and gradually regain their lost position and get out of the hard struggle for existence. So, there are 18 Puranas. Those 18 Puranas are categorized into three modes. Puranas in the mode of goodness, in the mode of passion, and in the mode of ignorance. Now, this does not mean that the Puranas are in those modes. It means that the people in mode of ignorance, they will be attracted to a particular kind of Puran. Mode of goodness, a particular kind of Puran, and mode of passion in a particular kind of Puran. For instance, Shiv Puran, Ling Puran is categorized in the mode of ignorance. So you will see tamasic people, avagad, or people who live in the funeral homes, who worship ghosts and spirits, those kind of people would read. So that does not mean that the Vaishnavas won't read. Even the Vaishnavas read Linga Puran, Shiv Puran, but this is about the mode. For instance, who want to worship ghosts and spirits, who have certain, because their inclination is certain. So how will they progress? So that is why the Puranas are categorized into three. Okay, fine. You want black magic? You want this kind of? You are very happy when you see hear the stories about murder and these and that things. It's okay, fine. You read a particular kind of Puran and you become happy, you become impressed, and gradually you progress to mode of passion. Okay, you want to earn money, you want to see such stories, fine. Then you read certain section of the Puranas. Now slowly and slowly, gradually you are moving upwards to a mode of goodness. And then you come to Padma Puran, Skanda Puran, Vishnu Puran, Bhagavad Puran. So this is because there are people, or not all men are same, right? This is what Prabhupada writes. That not all men are same, they have different inclination. And because of that, there is categorization of these Puranas. So the Puranas are so divided that any class of men can take advantage of them and gradually regain their lost position and get out of the hard struggle for existence. Srila Sud Goswami shows the way of chanting the Puranas. This may be followed by persons who aspire to be preachers of the Vedic literatures and the Puranas. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the spotless Puran, and it is especially meant for them who desire to get out of the material entanglement permanently. So as I said, there are different kind of Puranas. Now, it may be possible that I don't want to actually get out of this material world. I know everything. I have read Bhagavad Gita, I have read all the things, but I am very much fascinated that I want to fly without any equipment. So I will read that particular section of the Vedas and I will go to a place, or I want to create. So maybe I want the position of Lord Brahma in my next life. After reading and scanning everything, that is my inclination. So I will go there. But if I really want to get out of this material world once and for all, never coming back, and moreover, I want to increase my love for Krishna, then this is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay? Let's Or I think I should open the floor for question and answer now, because I know there have been very deep topics discussed today. So I will open now and you can ask questions. You can raise your hands. Okay, Abhishek Dedi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, you are Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have two questions. So first question was this, the paradoxical state of Śrīpād Shankaracharya. And once you explained that he was telling the old man that Bhaj Govindam and Bhagavad Gita. So, and since he was so scholarly and he was the incarnation of Lord Shiva, so nobody can question the intellect which he had. But still, it was written that Śrīpād Shankaracharya could not grasp the natural commentary of Bhagavatam. And so
No, he did not touch. He did not touch.
But he could not grasp the natural commentary of Bhagavatam. Something like that it was written. I'm sorry.
No, it's not that he could not grasp. Obviously, he's Lord Shiva. He's a Mahajan. He knows Bhagavatam.
Yes.
It is that he knew what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is and he did not want to play around with Bhagavatam. Because there are certain things that needs to be pure. And as a Mahajan, he knows that. That is why he never touched and never gave a commentary on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is what it means.
Okay. So, but most, he is the founder of Mayavad, right?
Yes, he is.
So, but still, in Bhagavad Gita and in Bhagavatam, in a lot of shlokas, this word comes and this word is taken as a criticism most of the time. Yeah. Because of the reasons you have already explained. So, it's rather confusing. Such a great personality is almost criticized in every shloka and all these great books. So
he is not criticized. No. If he were to be criticized, then why the title Śrīpād? Śrīpād means that he is very respectable. So always remember, in Ved and Shastra, a person is never criticized. The philosophy is criticized. If Śrīpād Shankaracharya came in front of us, we would do Sakshat Dandavat. There is no doubt about it. But if he says that you sit and you hear this Mayavad philosophy, then I will do Dandavats and leave that place. Understood? There is a difference. I am not disrespecting him, but I am not agreeing to the philosophy that he is giving. Because my acharyas, my spiritual master and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has rejected that philosophy. That's why.
Yes, Abhay, I understand. That's a question which is related to that. When you were trying to explain the philosophy, how did the first Bhagwan Buddha came because the Veda was misinterpreted, people are killing animals, and then Adi Shankaracharya came, and then
he drove away the Buddhists from India.
So if I see this succession, it seems to me there was a need for Bhagwan Buddha at that time. So he came, and then he left because probably the need at that time was to establish Vedas in some certain way in which Lord Shankaracharya or Adi Shankaracharya explained it, and then probably the need changed again, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he...
I will give you a different perspective. Yeah, you are right. Absolutely right, there was a need. But understand that I and you are in a particular place at a particular time because of our prarabdha. Understood? So yes, definitely, there was a need that someone comes and he condemns those people who are misquoting the Ved and Shastra. But even when Lord Buddha came, there were Vaishnavas. And the people who are not pure Vaishnavas, they converted to Buddhism. Who are the Buddhism? They are part of Sanatana Dharma. The Mohammedans, they are part of Sanatana Dharma. The Christians, they are part of Sanatana Dharma. What happened was that those who are not very pure and very strong sadhakas, they got transformed. So I and you, wherever we are, it is part of the sadhana that we have done previously or our part of prarabdha. Today, if my sadhana is not strong enough and someone comes and says, you know what, this is a god, they will manufacture god and you have to take shelter of this person. And if I'm not strong enough, I will take shelter because then they will give us bribe, maybe some money, maybe some whatever. They will just allure us into accepting that person as a god. So there was a need, but then everyone had a choice. Will you still accept that we should not accept the Vedas? Or do you know that yes, there are certain section of people who misinterpreted that does not mean that the entire Vedas is wrong. For instance, even today you go, in India, people criticize the spiritualist, the transcendentalist, right? You see movies like Oh My God, and you see so many movies, and our Sanatan Dharma has been criticized. Does that mean that I and you also criticize that and I will say I am an atheist? No. There are many people, majority, who would bend that way. They would say that yes, Amir Khan is right. Actually, this is all hoax and we should not fall trap to all these things. But if I have understood Bhagavad Gita, I have understood Bhagavatam, so I have a choice. I will correct those people. I would say that no, it's not that 100% people are wrong. 1% people are right as well. And we must follow that. So we have to fight. So the people who did not convert to Buddhism, who did not convert to Mayavadism, they were the people Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took back to Godhead because this was a severe test. Definitely you are right that that was the need of the time, but who succumbed? People who were not very strong sadhakas or those who did not have very pious credit or karma or prarabdha. Understood?
Yes, Abhay. So one last question is that I think it was there in the last slok in which he was saying before I could recite Bhagavatam or explain Bhagavatam, let me worship Narayan, Shri Saraswati and Vyasdeva.
Vyasdeva, yeah.
So in that, it seems to me that they're also sort of should I call Devi Saraswati as demigod?
Yes.
So they are worshipping even Vyasdeva and even Narayan also.
Yes.
So when people, I think I asked this question some time back also that people say that whenever you start to do your worship, you should always start with the Lord Ganesha. And when we were students, we used to recite Saraswati Shloka. So that day you said that you continue doing that, and later when you have the enough knowledge, then you will come into a state where basically you will do only
Hare Krishna mantra,
and you won't feel guilty. But even this the very extreme personality is even reciting Bhagavatam, he's appreciating the demigods.
Understood your question. Yeah. Am I audible? Because someone Jyoti Mataji says I am not. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, you can hear me? Okay, so probably it's Mataji's technical issue. Anyways, yeah. So I'll answer a question. Very good question, Prabhuji. Yes. Now, worshipping a demigod is not bad or is not prohibited. Demigod can be worshipped, demigods can be respected. I have said this before and I'll say again. If I am crossing and I see a temple of Mother Durga or Lord Shiv or Lord Hanuman or Lord Ganesh, I have to go, I will bow down. I will offer my prayers. I will worship. The only difference is that when I am worshipping Lord Shiva, when I am worshipping Mother Durga, when I am worshipping Mother Saraswati, I am fully cognizant of the fact that Krishna is supreme. So when I'm going to Mother Saraswati, it's not that I'm going and then I'm glorifying saying that she is the supreme and she is the source of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Or if I'm going to Lord Ganesh, I'm glorifying that you are the source of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. No. So I know through the Ved and Shastra what is what. And then when I go out and worship, there is nothing wrong, Prabhu. The gopis worshipped Mother Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. Mother Katyayani is Mother Durga, Mother Parvati. if we worship a demigod to get Krishna Bhakti, there is absolutely nothing wrong. But if we do anything, just forget about worshipping, if we do anything that has nothing to do with Krishna, then we are digging our own grave. Understood? So worshipping a demigod is not bad. Every day when we chant Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisheshi Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarane. This Saraswati Deve, what is that? That is the title of Mother Saraswati, Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada, who is the spiritual master of Prabhupada. He got this title Saraswati because he had mastered the Ved and Shastra when he was mere 7-year-old. So why did he got the Upadhi Saraswati? He could have said, wait, this is demigod, I am not going to take the Upadhi. No. So this is the misconception in the society. Worshipping demigod is only condemned when it is not done in relation with Krishna. When you are worshipping that Sukh Sampatti Ghar Aave Kashtamite Tanka, that is a problem, Prabhu. That you are only thinking about your body and your temporary stay in this material world. So now when you have studied Bhagavad Gita or you are getting the concept of Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, you must know that my aim is to get out of this material world. And I will bow down to everyone. Pandita Samdarshina. Pandita Samdarshina means that we have to see everyone equal. So why will I not bow down in front of Lord Shiva's temple or in front of Mother Durga's temple? I will, and I will worship. There is nothing wrong. But the intent should be, I am doing that so that I can get Krishna Bhakti and I can get out of this clutches of Maya. Does that make sense?
Yes, Abhay, it makes sense, and there's a brilliant takeaway that you have given, that whenever you are worshipping the demigod, you should ask for the Krishna Bhakti rather than asking for daily stuff.
Yes, every time. Because see, even Lord Ram, he is Supreme Person, but he showed us by worshipping Lord Shiva in Rameshwaram, isn't it? He showed us that we have to worship. There is nothing wrong, but you have to know what is right, what you should ask from Lord Shiva. If you don't ask for Krishna Bhakti, if you don't ask for getting out of this material world, you are fooling yourself, and even he is not happy with that. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Haripur. Yes, Gitanshu Prabhu.
But yeah, I have a question, like, which might be asked by Abhishek Prabhu, like, Buddhism believes in, like, self-realization. Like, basically, they dig into themselves and they just wanted to find Lord inside themselves. This philosophy is different.
Shunyavad, Prabhu. Yeah, that there is nothing. It's Shunya, Nirvan. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is the philosophy. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's a different philosophy from Vaishnavism, which is different from Nrsimha Bhagwan and like Bhagwan Ram and Bhagwan Krishna. So why we consider him as incarnation of Lord himself? This is a question.
Why we consider Lord Buddha as incarnation of Lord Vishnu? Is that the question?
Yes, because philosophy is different from other things.
We are not considering Prabhu. He is. It doesn't matter if we consider or not. So as I said, that Krishna comes and tests us. So Lord Buddha came to test the pure Vaishnavas, to segregate the pure Vaishnavas from the non-pure Vaishnavas. Because those who passed the test, Prabhu, they got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So only when you go through a severe test, you clear your exams, then you progress to the next class, isn't it? And okay, so understand it this way, Prabhu. Every personality is part and parcel of Krishna. Be it Sripad Shankaracharya, be it Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Prabhupada, everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. So only because we are in ignorance, we are segregating that, okay, one is Mayavadi, he is Shankaracharya, he is Vaishnav, he is Ramanandi, he is this, he is that. Ultimately, everyone is representing Krishna. But everyone is doing a different role, playing a different role. For instance, even Jai and Vijay, yesterday we discussed, Jai and Vijay are not ordinary people. Mahaprabhu said that if someone says that Jagai and Madai are sinners, they are doing a Vaishnava Apradh. Who are Jagai and Madai? They were Jai and Vijay. Right? They also did offense to Lord Nityanand. But after they got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and they became great Vaishnavas, this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told about them. So we should never ever we should not bifurcate, or we should say that one is less or one is not. Just understand this is a play that is going on around us. And everyone is helping Krishna in his play. That's it. Someone is playing a negative role, someone is playing a positive role. But we should have those eyes to understand, that bhav, to understand what's going on. Once we come on the platform of soul, outside this bodily platform, then we will actually understand what's going on in this world. Does that help a bit?
Yes, so I have another question related to this. Can we also consider Sai Baba was the also incarnation of Lord itself?
No.
Because
Sai Baba is not an incarnation because it is nowhere written in the Vedas. Gautam Buddha is written in the Vedas. No? In the Dash Avatar, Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare, it is written in the Vedas. Keshavadhita Buddha Sharira, composed by Jayadev Goswami. Sai Baba is not God. Sai Baba is not an incarnation of God. He is just some made up person by people. Now I don't know and I won't comment why that is happening. Is it for money or is it for faith or is it whatever it is? I don't even want to get into that. But I can confirm you that he is not God. He is not an incarnation of God. Simple. We only follow Ved Prabhu. All the incarnations are written in the Vedas. And whoever is coming in the Guru Shishya Parampara, okay, I will just tell you because this point has come up. There has been a thorough research on Apasampradaya. So there are 4 Sampradayas, Vaishnav Sampradaya, and by the time Bhakti Vinod Thakur was present, there were 39 Apasampradayas, meaning they took the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they did not follow it completely. What they did is that they mixed with their own style. So if I like certain things, I will take the philosophy of Mahaprabhu and I will bend it as per my needs. So one sect of that philosophy was adopted by the Sufis. If you see the philosophy of Sufism, there is a thin line between that and Vaishnavism. It is almost like Vaishnavism. But then you can eat meat. There are so many things that you do there. Why? Because it suits your purpose. So this part is also coming from Vaishnavism, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but then it is curved and that is not pure, and that is called an Apasampradaya. And all these people like Sai Baba, they fall into that category. And then people, they play their blind faith. I don't want to hurt anyone's sentiment. There may be people in the call, in our group, who may be following Sai Baba because people don't know the truth. But just know this, that whatever is mentioned in the Vedas and Shastra, we go by that. And if you don't go by that, then you are a atheist, a Nastik. Is that okay?
it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Hare Krishna. Yes, Vedas Prabhu.
Prabhuji, last year I had read that in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, according to it, the Buddha from Hinduism is different from Jainism, from Buddhism, because the place he was born was different from that of Buddhism. I'm not sure.
Yeah, even I have heard something like that, but I have not gone too much into it. That what I've heard is that the Prince Siddharth was someone else, that was not the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and that Gautam Buddha that is mentioned in the Shastras is someone else. So yes, I have heard this as well, but I have never clarified because I never got a chance. But definitely I will clarify that, Prabhu, and I will let everyone know once I am clear on that thing. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Akash Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Over.
Prabhuji, I'm going to ask you the same question again I asked you on that day. It's like, sometimes it's very hard to digest, these like high personalities in different sampradayas. Like you told about the strategy of God, about segregating people, and then this. You also heard or read this whole plan somewhere that
Padma Puran.
that's why you are telling to us, right? So
Right.
those their heads, basically by the heads I mean like their big gurus who preach, like who are running those organizations. Is it like they didn't heard about this plan in the Shastras? Or
No,
like
they all heard, Prabhu. See, I'll tell you. If you take a packet of cigarette, what is written? Cigarette is injurious to health, right? Cigarette smoking kills. And you will see the photograph of people having cancer. And same thing with tobacco. So despite knowing you can't help it, you are so much addicted to it that you are convinced that this is the path for me. For instance, Prabhu, the avagads or the people who do black magic, don't they know that they are doing wrong by hurting others? But do they stop? They don't. Do you think a serial killer wouldn't have a guilt conscious when they killed for the first time? They would have, isn't it? But why do they continue? Because they can't help it.
Yeah, like I got the point. Like the Prabhupada also said about people have their inclinations, and due to that, these things happen. So can we say like they are not liberated souls?
Yes.
Like
Only less
not
than 0.1%, Prabhu, finally
basically.
understands Krishna.
The thing is, like, I'm not talking about the normal people who are started bhakti or like started following those siddhants or like their philosophies, but like who are at the heads, like who are made pujaris, let's say big ones, like who give the orders or something like that. People follow something like that.
Yeah.
Are they also like not at that level, or like with which eyes we should see them? Like we should respect them, I know, but like still like.
I will
Are
tell
they
you my
wrong?
own story, Prabhu. I know someone back from my hometown, and I know for a fact that he speaks with Mother Durga as and when he wants to. He has that much power. He can speak and he can come and he can tell you. He has that power. He is a yogi. He has that Shakti. I know him personally. But Prabhu, he eats non-veg meat and he eats gutka a lot because I'm from Bihar and gutka is like the main food of Bihar. Everyone take gutka. Now that person has cancer today. He is very old, wife gone, and the children not even looking at him. He has no money. He has nothing. Even after having so much power, and he knew that. He told us. He told this 5 years back to us that I am going to die in this way. And that is happening today. So a person of that caliber who is speaking with Mother Durga, who has the siddhi, he knows everything, but still this is what it is, you know. So when you say that there are head people, so God gives you to do anything. For instance, Prabhu, if I have chanted 16 rounds today, it is not because I can chant 16 rounds. I cannot chant even a single round, Prabhu. I am chanting 16 rounds only because I have the mercy of Vaishnavas, my Guru, Prabhupada and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The day that mercy is gone, I cannot chant a single round, Prabhu. So similarly, until and unless we have the mercy, whatever one is doing, the seva one is doing, for instance, if everyone in this world will become Vaishnav, let's say, everyone becomes pure Vaishnav, everyone, and goes to Golok Vrindavan Dham, So who will become the gatekeeper?
Mm-hmm.
Who will become the servant? Who will become this? Who will become that? If everyone clears UPSC exam, so who will become the peon? Who will become the sweeper? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, according to their progress, has been empowered. A sweeper is happy in his job, Prabhu. If you go to a slum area, it's not that they are cursing. They are very much happy and content with their lifestyle. I and you probably cannot live. We will feel sad that the water is dripping from the house and you are working, but they are satisfied because Krishna is giving them the power to be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the people, the pujaris who are sitting on the head positions of big trust, they have a particular faith, and based on that, Krishna has empowered them to do seva. For instance, in our temple, if everyone will become pujari, then who will do cooking? Who will do preaching? Who will do kirtan? So according to our inclination, Krishna has given Shakti, empowered an individual that you take care of this, you take care of this, you take care of this, you take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, Abhay.
Okay. Do we have other question?
Is it similar to Prabhuji Varnashram Dharma?
What?
Varn like Kshatriya, this thing.
Varn ashram, understand Varn ashram term like everyone in this world is a diseased person. All of us are diseased. Okay? Now, even after having disease, someone is very strong. For instance, I will tell you a story. There was a person by the name Stalin. Stalin. He was a gangster. I mean, he is not termed a gangster, but he was a gangster. He used to do murder. He was like Adolf Hitler. I don't know, maybe same era or maybe before that or maybe after that. I'm not sure about that. So this Stalin used to kill people. Once what happened was that this person, and he was running a very big mob, extremely big mob, maybe the biggest mob in the world. And once he had some problem in his stomach, there was some tumor or cancer or something like that. He goes to the doctor, he says, I have this problem. The doctor says, okay, fine. You will have to go under the knife. There would be an operation. He says, okay, fine. What needs to be done for that? He says that at that time there was no anesthesia. So he said, you will have to drink this chloroform. He said, what will happen? He said, once you drink this chloroform, you will become unconscious for 12 hours and you will not endure any pain. We will do the operation and then you will be fine. He said, no, I don't want to do that. So the doctor said, no, but you won't be able to survive. It is very painful. He says, I don't care. I want to see how do you operate. And because he was the gangster, the doctor could not do anything. He said, okay, fine. And this person, Stalin, he actually saw his own operation without chloroform. Just imagine cutting your stomach, taking your intestines out and everything. And he survived that. He saw everything without, obviously he was having pain, but he did not care about the pain because he was completely out of the bodily concept. Because he was taking care of his mob, his mind was here and there becoming so perfect, how to do this, how to do that, that he was not at all on the bodily platform. Right? So the point is that all of us are diseased. Now, some people are so strong that they don't care. Even if there is a disease, they say that I don't care. I will become celibate. I will become a monk. This disease is not going to hamper me. But then people who said that no, I need a nurse. Right? I need someone to take care of me. What is a nurse? Who takes care, who assists us when someone is diseased, isn't it? So then we need this society, we need friends, we need wife, spouse, parents, this and that. But a monk does not need anyone. Though we are in the association of devotees, but practically speaking, a monk has chosen a path of bhakti, meaning that a renunciate, if you give him food, he will eat. If you don't give him food, he won't eat. If you give him clothes, he will wear. No clothes, he wouldn't wear. House, he will sleep. No house, it's fine for him. So he does not need a nurse. So this is how to understand this Varnashram system. So it's all based on how much strong we are. Does that make sense? Has Gitanshu Prabhu left?
Yes, Prabhuji, I understood.
Okay, fine. Akash Prabhu, do you have another question?
No, Prabhuji, I think it's
Okay, fine. Perfect. So, Abhishek Prabhu, do you have a question?
Yes, Prabhu. I don't have a question. It's just that when you said that you're going to inquire about Lord Buddha, can you tell us when you discover that is he the same Gautam Buddha who had this story which we see on television?
Siddharth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I have heard that there are two Gautam Buddha, and one of my friends, initial when I joined Krishna consciousness, who brought me to Krishna consciousness, he had told me that there are two Gautam Buddhas. The Siddharth is not the incarnation of Krishna, but I did not pay much attention. I just know that there may be some differences, but I never paid attention to that. But thanks for bringing this point. I will definitely confirm and post in the group. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll meet either tomorrow or next week with the next lecture. Okay. Thanks for joining everyone. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.